So I met this gentleman like a year ago. And I met this gentleman a year ago, and it's ironic the way that the Lord works. I'm telling you right now, everywhere I've been put around this man, it's been the Lord speaking to me. I seen him, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop and say hey. I stopped. He said, where's my hug? I gave him a hug, and literally he said, well, let's get out of the middle of this intersection. So I was like, well, get in my car, I live right around the corner. And we'll just stand out front of my house and talk. You know, I gotta get back. I got kids at the house. Well, whoa. So then I'm like, okay. We stopped talking for a second. We're talking about his car because I fix cars. Well, I stopped talking for a second, and I could hear somebody screaming at the top of their lungs. Like, it sounded like a cat fight. Like, full-on, like, rabid dogs, like, fighting each other. The screeching was so loud that him and I both got out of the car and was like, what the hell's happening? Well, then I look up, and there's literally a whole pack of juveniles running down the road after this girl. And the girl is screaming at the top of her lungs, running in fear of these girls that are about to jump her. So she's like, at this point, I'm like, are you dying? Are you dying? And then the one girl screams, please help me. Please, somebody please help me. So I'm like, get up there, get in my car, go.
But when there's a child involved, I don't care. I will protect.
I'm going to stop anybody that is trying to cause chaos in the neighborhood. I don't care if you're a juvenile, I don't care if you're an adult. That you bring trouble down the road to my home, it's going to be a problem, right? Well, sure enough, there's a pack of 13 girls and one boy, and they're literally all down there at my driveway, all screaming in my face like, I want to fight. Rabid beasts. Rabid beasts is what these juveniles look like. Y'all got to teach your kids better. We don't fight it out anymore, because when we fight it out, guess what happens? People end up losing their freaking lives. It is not worth it. You have got to control your emotions enough that you can functionally either be a juvenile and play like a kid and enjoy your childhood, or get locked up like a rabid beast, like an animal. So you lead with emotions, you've already lost. Teach your children that you do not lead with emotions and you don't lead with rage. Because guess what? You're feeding the cog. You're just another cog in the wheel, and you will become institutionalized like the rest of them. So control your children. Teach your children not to go acting like animals, or there will be consequences. They will be put in a cage like a fucking animal. At this point, I'm on the phone with 911 because there are 13 people at my end of my, whatever you call it, driveway. And the girl is behind me in my car, shaking. There's a boy who goes up, and she calls him twin. I think it's her brother. She tells us it's her brother. It's not her brother. Apparently, we find out it's not her brother. He said, that's not my blood sister, but we're close. That's not your family then. Because obviously this boy was instigating the fight, and we had found out that he had been caught with a knife, brandishing a knife. So now this is the boy that's got the violent streak, right? And that's what it will be looked at as such, right? But if you look at it, this boy is instigating a fight between a whole group of girls that are trying to now jump one single girl. My dad hears screaming. My dad works on chainsaws all day. My dad's like, what's going on out in front? Wham, wham. Comes out down the sidewalk of the house, just revving this chainsaw with no chain on it. These people take off booking it down the fucking street. My dad said, it's funny how a chainsaw will clear a neighborhood, ain't it? And I just turned around and was like, I fucking love you, Dad. I fucking love you. Only my dad, bro. Only my dad. Now, mind you, this was after nobody could get these kids to calm down and go home. And I kept telling them, go home before you end up with the law here. And I kept warning them over and over and over. So finally I'm like, fuck it, 911. And of course, this gentleman that every time I see him in the neighborhood, it's always a, hey, Ernest, how are ya? And he kept trying to get them to listen, and that they wouldn't understand what he was saying. They weren't even rational at that moment. They weren't even logically thinking about anything else. They just kept screaming. They wanted to fight. And then the girl's like in the point of like punching her hand. This girl's like 15 maybe, and acting like she's about 20. And that's the problem, right? Like that the society has caused and bred rage within these children and taught them this. Because there's no, in a perfectly happy and healthy child, is there? No. But there is if they are put into the system, or if they need social services, or if they need psychological services, or if they need, you name it. That's what y'all gotta realize. Take away their power play by taking away their power, by taking away your reaction to it. Everyone in this world is such a reactive force now, and it's all feeding the cog. Stop feeding the machine, and it'll stop spitting you out after it chews you up. Because guess what? Y'all gotta recover from that eventually.